It reminds me of a chocolate that we have that's in the UK that often comes out at Christmas time called Terry's Chocolate Orange. Hey guys, it's Gaz, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is another amazing meal prep for you. These meal prep videos have been going down so well on my YouTube channel. I decided to do another one, and this one is a beauty, I promise you. It's hearty, tasty, amazingly quick and healthy meals. I'm gonna do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a sweet treat as well. So this will have you covered for 4 days. I'm gonna do 16 meals in total. The reason I only do 4 days worth is because after that, the meals aren't as fresh or as tasty anymore. So yeah, let's get straight into it. First up, I'm gonna do the main meal because that's the one that takes the longest, but don't worry, it's so simple. It's all made in one pot. Roughly chop 1 red onion and mince 3 cloves of garlic. Roughly chop 1 stick of celery and a red pepper. As you can see, I'm not cutting anything perfectly. It's all quick, rough and ready. We're gonna get it into a pan and it's gonna be great. Preheat a large saucepan over a medium heat. Add a touch of oil or water. When the pan is hot, add the ingredients. Add a pinch of seasoning and allow the mix to soften. Meanwhile, cube up some squash. I'm using the bottom half. I'm saving the top half for my lunch dish. Peel around the squash and remove the seeds. Chop the squash into small cubes. Add the squash to the saucepan. Then add 2 potatoes peeled and cubed. Next add half a head of cauliflower florets. Give the ingredients a good mix, then pop the lid on. So I'm just going to pop the lid on now, let it soften slightly, and now I'm going to get the rest of the ingredients for this 1 pot Spanish style stew ready. First up, add 4 tablespoons of sweet smoked paprika. Add 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. Squeeze the juice of 1 lemon into the pot and add the lemon itself. So I'm going to give this a good mix now, let the sort of paprika and the cayenne pepper coat each piece of the veg inside this pot. I've added the lemon because it adds a real zestiness. There's so much flavour in the zest of this lemon, and that's going to cook out nicely and just release all its flavour whilst this 1 pot stew is cooking. Make sure you put unwaxed lemons here, don't buy the waxed lemons. So I'm going to leave this cook for about 3 minutes before adding the lentils and the chopped tomatoes. It's so simple, we can then just forget about it. Pop the lid on and place the stew over a low heat. Add the chopped tomatoes, a bay leaf and a cupful of rinsed lentils. Add around 1 cup of stock. Give the stew a mix and pop the lid on. Guys, those of you that have been following my YouTube channel for a long time have seen me wearing white t-shirts throughout in loads of my videos, and I've never got anything on my tops. Today I'm wearing my new Vegan 100 top for the first ever time, and I managed to get some of the stew on it already. I'm gutted. So I'm going to pop my apron on, but I'm annoyed. Okay, so back to it. I'm just going to spiralize some courgette. Now, if you don't have a spiralizer at home, you can literally buy sort of spiralized courgette, butternut squash and things like that in the supermarkets. I tried spiralizing my butternut squash, the rest of the squash that I had left over after the stew. My machine isn't very good, so I'm going to peel that. But if you have a good spiralizer at home, it'll do butternut squash absolutely fine, but I'm going to peel it and make it into nice ribbons. So I'm going to spiralise the rest of these 3 courgettes, peel this, and then we're going to blanch that off and make our lunch. Spiralise 3 courgettes, butternut squash, and you can even use carrots and other vegetables if you like. Every now and then, check the stew. So this stew is looking beautiful at the moment. It's looking quite thin, but the lentils and the potato will help this thicken up, and it'll also reduce down slightly. So it's going to get really thick and really sort of luxurious. Preheat a large saucepan of water. Add a pinch of salt. So to go with the crunchy veg pasta, I'm going to make a really creamy sauce. All it is so simple. I've got some of my homemade hummus, a little bit of almond milk, a lemon, some seasoning and some chili. So I'm going to get that into the blender now, blend it up, and once the courgette and the butternut squash is cooked, we'll mix it in, and that's basically the lunch done. I'm going to serve it with a few nice little bits, and yeah, that's it. So let's get on with it. In a Ninja cup, add around 5 tablespoons of hummus. Add around half a cup of almond milk. Add a zest of a lemon and the juice of half. Squeeze it through your hands so you don't get any pips in. Add a pinch of chili flakes and some seasoning. So let's get the lid on and blend it up until it's smooth. The sauce should be nice and creamy. If it's too runny, add some more hummus. Add the courgette to the water. If you have a small pan like me, you will have to add it in batches. Cook the courgette for 1.5 minutes. Check on the stew. Cook the squash for around 1.5 minutes. Once you've cooked the courgette and squash, check the stew. So the stew's been cooking for about 25 minutes. It's looking great now. I'm just going to add some fresh thyme, just about a handful. Allow the stew to cook for another 20 minutes. So guys, my courgette and butternut squash has now cooled, and I'm going to add some chickpeas, around about a cup. Just for, I know the hummus is in there and that's made from chickpeas, but I just want something more substantial, a bit of a bite to it. So I'm going to mix those in, and I'm going to get the sauce in. Carefully stir the sauce into the veg. Once you've added the sauce, get some containers and plate up your lunch. Add some spinach to the containers. Add some shredded red cabbage. Add some cherry tomatoes halved. So I've just added a small handful of nuts. This lunch is very, very light. It can be eaten cold or warmed up. Really, really tasty, really refreshing. The stew is quite bold and rich, so I wanted something quite light for lunch. It's full of amazing nutrients that are great for our heart, our skin, our hair. It's got full of calcium and protein because we've got the chickpeas and the nuts and spinach. Really, really good for us. So it's a great, healthy, light lunch. So now I'm going to prepare the breakfast. Then the stew will be ready and I'll plate that up. And then I'm going to make our little sweet treat. So let's get on with the breakfast. Check on the stew. So for breakfast, something really simple, a fruity, sweet quinoa salad. Now, you may not have had quinoa sweet before, but it works really, really well. And I like to try and get quinoa into my diet as much as possible because it's an amazing source of protein for us vegans. So I'm gonna mix this now. I got over 2 cups of quinoa, but the full written recipe will be on my website. To it, I'm gonna add some maple syrup. If you don't have maple syrup, you can use agave nectar. And I'm gonna add a nice drizzle of that. Add a cup of frozen berries. Add a sprinkle of coconut sugar for its nice spicy flavour. Some mixed seeds. Give it a good mix. Spoon the quinoa salad into your containers. So now I'm going to top this salad with some chopped mint and some fruit. Top it with whatever fruit you want. Take an apple with you. You can do that on the day, obviously, because it'll go brown, but just top it with whatever you want. Top the quinoa with the mango. I'm also going to add some kiwi and some orange. I'm adding some orange to my salad, followed by some coconut flakes. So our quinoa fruit salad for breakfast is nearly done. I'm just going to chop over some mint and that's it. But first, I'm just going to check on our amazing stew. It's ready now. It's been on for 45 minutes. Turn it off and it's done. So I'm just going to finish off the salad and we'll get that plated up and then make our sweet treat. Roll up the mint leaves into a cigar, then chop. Right guys, the stew is done. Let's dish it up. This stew is one of my favourite things to eat when it's cold weather, but it's also really good in the, oh my glasses are steaming up. It's even good in the summer when it's warm because you've got those sort of Spanishy smoked paprika flavours. It's so hearty as well. Oh, let's get it in. So I've dished this up. I've got some left for me to have now. You don't need to add any carbs, any rice or anything like that because obviously it's got the potato in it, so it's going to be really, really substantial. All I'm going to serve it with, because it's so important us vegans have lots of leafy greens and things like broccoli, kale and spinach. I'm going to get lots of that. I've just pre-blanched some broccoli and some kale. It's so important that we get this for all the iron that it has in it. So I'm going to get these into the containers. And there it is, that's the main meal done. I'm going to sprinkle over some seeds for a little crunch. It's really important we get some seeds in our diet also. So good for you. And that's it. Main meal done. Now I'm going to make a nice sweet treat. I'm going to make some energy balls made from dates. I'm going to make them a chocolate orange flavour. Roll them in some coconut and they're going to be so tasty. So let's do that now. So those energy balls, those quick sweet treats, into my Ninja blender, I'm going to add some pitted dates. I've got 2 cups going in. Add the zest of 1 orange, plus the juice of half. Add some raw cacao powder, then blend it up. Right, this is blended up now. It's almost turned into like a thick paste. I'm gonna ball it up, wetten my hands between each time so it doesn't stick to me, and then I'll coat it in some coconut flakes. And that's the sweet treat done. Wet your hands, then roll the mix into balls, then straight into coconut. Give them one final roll, then they're ready. So there's little truffly energy balls done. Trust me, these taste good. I know it's made from dates, but you would never imagine it. They're like chocolate orange goodness. They're full of fiber. They got sugars in there, so they're gonna energize us. They're just really, really tasty and a nice sweet treat. Talking of sweet treats, like I did in my meal prep for high protein, I try and have watermelon every day for the hydration. Obviously I drink lots of water throughout the day anyway, but a watermelon every day never hurts. And also I like to take 2 bananas. I got some unripe ones because they're going to ripen throughout the week, so bananas to go with it as well. So there we go, there's my 3rd meal prep done. Some really, really tasty meals there. Feel free to tailor these meals to your taste. They don't have to be exact like this, just put whatever you want in them. You can even keep the noodles raw if you want to, but this is really tasty. This suits me and can't wait to dig in. Basically, I am going to give them a try. If you want to see my other meal prep videos, click somewhere on this screen now and you can watch them. But I'm pretty happy with myself. One thing I will say to help your meal preps, to speed them up basically, just make sure you have everything prepared ready. Get it all the ingredients set, and then all you have to do is cook them. It's simple. This took me about an hour and the ingredients roughly cost me £18, so which is quite good, I think. So for 4 days meals, 16 meals in total, I think that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to give these a little taste now, but I'm going to let my amazing crew get some nice beauty shots. By the way, I just put my shirt on to cover up the little splash because I'm pretending it didn't happen. Let's give this a taste. That is really, really good. It's surprising when you taste it because you don't expect quinoa to sort of take on those sweet flavors, but it really, really does. Make sure you try that. Make sure you get lots of mint in there as well. It works good on top. The only thing is after a few days it may go slightly dark, so what I recommend is adding it sort of before you take your breakfast out each day. I'm going to try the lunch now. This looks really light and refreshing. That is really, really light, refreshing. That hummus has worked its magic. Got a little kick from the chili, and it's still got a nice bite to it, the courgette and the butternut squash. Really, really tasty. And my favourite, I know I'm gonna like this, my stew. So warming, so hearty. That is excellent. I just love smoked paprika so much. If anyone wants to get me a birthday present when my birthday comes, just get me loads of smoked paprika, I love it. And finally, our little energy date balls, chocolate orange flavour with a coconut on the outside. So let's give this a taste. It reminds me of a chocolate that we have that's in the UK that often comes out at Christmas time called Terry's chocolate orange. But obviously it's not vegan, but it literally tastes exactly the same. It's amazing. That is wicked. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share and comment. Hit the bell if you want to be part of the notification gang. My book is out now. If you got it, thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel and see you next time. Woo.